Hello friends, and welcome to my video reviewing an all-natural gallbladder and liver cleanse. Make a long story short, I'm lying here in the sun after doing the cleanse for 5 days and doing the process, and a lot of stones came out. So I started this on Sunday and I ended it on Thursday evening, and the night I spent going to the bathroom with tons of these green bile stones that were inside my liver and gallbladder coming out. So the reason why I'm making this video is that searching around the internet for information about natural cleansing remedies doesn't come up with too much information. And it comes with different varying sources of information. So one of the books that I read on this cleanse is called The Amazing Liver and Gallbladder Cleanse. However, I started this cleanse way before that. So the way this video is going to be structured is I'm going to rant for a while, explain the benefits, do the best I can, explaining all the good ideas about the cleanse and my unique version of it. Perhaps not so unique, perhaps maybe a lot of people do it, however not too many people make a video about it. So why did I do this cleanse? Well, for a week or two I was getting kind of like these sharp pains on the right side of my stomach, and then they would go away. And then I talked about it with my mom. Oh, by the way, this is not health advice. I'm not a medical doctor. If I look like a medical doctor, dude, I'm a guy on YouTube lying in the sun, okay? So just consider me as a friend or somebody that you met on the beach and decided to talk about this. Anyways, disclaimers away. I was getting these pains on my right side, and I came to the conclusion that it might have been actually my gallbladder filled up with stones and hurting. So I remember from childhood there was a cleanse to do stone removal. This is a very simple cleanse, you could say a folk remedy. Perhaps this should be talked about more and taught in colleges. However, it feels like a lot of these things, if it's not like cutting out the body part to get rid of it, it doesn't get taught in colleges. Long story short, what did I do for this cleanse? I ate organic green apples as much as I wanted. So some of them I would puree in the Magic Bullet, NutriBullet or something like this. That is like a blender for like a single cup. And in this blender, I would blend up an apple and a half, and then I would eat an apple, and that's pretty much that's what I eat from Sunday in the morning until Thursday in the evening. So I ate that for 5 days. I did take a little bit of supplements I found online. You know, I watched several videos about this. Nobody talked about the exact cleanse that I did. So Buplierum was one of the tinctures that I bought on Amazon. I'll link you to these two if you want. Milk thistle, while I was eating the apples, and organic lemon oil. I try to always get everything organic. If you can get everything organic, do it, because everything that's not organic is probably trash and is probably filled with like chemicals and pesticides. Like, for example, just think about the idea of pesticides. If it is designed to destroy animals and like bugs that eat the food, and they won't eat it because it kills them, what do you think it does to your body? Yeah, you could probably wash some of it off, but it probably is penetrated so deep inside that you won't be able to get the benefit. So anyways, organic green apples for 5 days. And on the last day, I drank 3 teaspoons of Epsom salt in cold water. I mixed it up, I drank it down, and then I followed it up by a little bit more than half a cup of organic olive oil from Spain. extra virgin, of course, and chase that down by a little bit more than half a cup, probably 6 lemons worth of lemons squeezed, also organic. So this together, so sipping the oil and then chugging it together with the lemon allows it to go down pretty easily. And then I laid down on my side, on my right side, because that's where the liver is, and I put a heating pad. The heating pad that I used was the version for cars, a 12-volt cigarette adapter, and I connected to a solar generator. The reason is, I believe all about EMFs, and I feel like DC electricity is healthier for you, so this was a DC powered. That's neither here nor there. The concept is this, is that heating increased the blood flow and allowed the gallbladder and the liver to open up. So that was probably around 6 or 7, and I was watching shows, reading books, reading this book, and then 3 o'clock in the morning my first stone started coming out. So I basically didn't sleep until 10 a.m. and I went to the bathroom probably 3-4 times, and dozens of stones came out. The first ones were like the greener color, more of like an emerald color, and the other ones started getting like more of an admixture of like lighter color with little stones mixed in. I think maybe the other ones might have been kind of like little stones that were about to form into a bigger stone. They all came out together. So let me explain to you how this process works. Having read the book, The Amazing Gallbladder Liver Cleanse, I find out that apples contain this thing called malic acid. So the way my cleanse is different from what the book teaches. What the book teaches is for you to get like a carton of like apple juice and drink it and have like a vegetarian diet for like 5 days. So, and then he gave like other options, alternatives to the acid that actually makes the stones softer. That is like tart cherry and things like this. So I believe mine was superior is because I didn't eat anything except the green apples and eating the sauce. So they gave me a nice vegetarian diet, and it was also kind of like raw food, and I was getting the malic acid from the green apples. I think the green apples have a higher concentration of it. So the proof is in the pudding. If I'm doing it for 5 days, so the protocol is like 5 to 7 days. And the epsom salt, that's what I read in the book, is that the epsom salt allows for the liver ducts to actually so where the bile stones come out of is actually both the gallbladder and the liver. So the liver has these bile ducts. The liver is the one that produces the bile. The gallbladder is where it stores bile for like instant use, kind of like if you have like a battery pack on your car. Like it could give you an instant charge of that bile for the digestion purposes that the bile does. So long story short, it is the ones that are inside the gallbladder that can calcify more and become harder than the ones that are in the liver. And the Epsom salt combined together with the oil. What the oil does is that it stimulates the gallbladder to release its enzymes in order to emulsify the fat. So anytime you eat fats and proteins, the gallbladder releases a little bit of this green bile. The bile kind of like emulsifies the oil, I guess makes it like more digestible for the body. So that's why if you eat salad, it's ideal to actually put olive oil on it or avocado oil or something like this, so that the water-soluble vitamins can do it. So then whatever is not like digested, the extra bile gets recycled back into the gallbladder. However, there's also bile ducts inside the liver. And I read in the book that like 500,000 people a year in America get their gallbladders removed. However, what the author states is that it's actually only addressing like only one of the issues. The gallbladder being filled with stones, like you could have just done like a natural healing technique like I did, not a doctor, and neither do I pretend to be, and I'm honored that I'm not one. I used my mind and I used, folk remedies, and that's how we survived for thousands of years before this medical system that, cuts everything out that thinks is a problem. So anyways, when you cut out the gallbladder, it messes up the entire system and people gain weight and a whole bunch of other things. The author explains it a lot better in the book. And it doesn't address the issue of there's stones inside the actual liver. And all these stones blocking up these passages keep you from absorbing fat. And when you can't absorb fat, it also keeps you from absorbing things like magnesium and calcium. So then people also start getting osteoporosis and all the things. Long story short is that what I found out is actually the liver is the magic key to people's health. That when the stones are removed, the bile can flow easily, and nutrients can actually get digested in the body. And like when you have problems with the bile production, also you said you have the liver also producing too much cholesterol, perhaps high blood pressure, high cholesterol, and all this other things. It just links all the things. And think about it, the liver, you can't see it from the outside, and even scans of the liver can't show the stones because the stones are kind of soft and they're stuck inside those bile ducts, and they can't be really flushed out. I recommend reading the book. I highly recommend it. This book has changed my life. I'm happy that I learned a lot of the stuff. So what is the cause of the gallstones? The cause, the author explains, is the eating of like animal proteins, beef, chicken. He's like against eggs and milk and like that. Technically, the author of the book is a vegetarian, so he's positing his point of view, and it seems that like if you have a balanced vegetarian diet, you don't get gallstones. So maybe that's like the ideal way to like never get them. However, since I'm not a vegetarian, I do want to clear out the gallstones so that I can actually live a healthier lifestyle and live to my optimal with a healthy liver that does so many different parts for the body and for the health, for the immune system. So continuing on with where I was talking about, the liver does so many different functions, clearing out them. So the bile is a pH balancing substance that gets secreted into the small intestine. The small intestine is about 23 feet long, and the large intestine is a little bit shorter, a lot shorter, maybe 2-3 feet if I understood it correctly. So long story short, the bile gets secreted. It allows you to digest the fats. The bile is one of those things that is an important thing. So just think about it like this. You have this liver that's trying to really hard, and it releases this bile, and it has all these clogs from all this bile stones. So when I was getting back to the idea of where the bile stones, so the author posits that it's from like the different toxins we eat. He says sugar, all these refined sugars. It's that Americans eat too much sugar, probably in the sodas and all these different things. I agree with him wholeheartedly. And also from the meat and animal products. My rebuttal to that is that we've eaten meat and animal products for thousands of years, and it seems there's like 100-year-old plus people that do eat animal products. Perhaps one of the things that the book author states that's a good idea is not to overeat, is to always eat as much as your body can digest, a little bit at a time, you could say. Let me put it to you this way. After having cleared out the bile stones, they're technically bile, like that's been clogging up the things. I feel so much better. When I first started this cleanse, I actually wound up actually spraining my lower back and having this lower back pain. However, reading the book, it actually talks about how a clogged up liver actually contributes to back pains. So that's like, wow. I'm just very excited that I've done this. So this is the day after. It's been several hours since I passed those stones. At first, what it felt like was like you could almost picture these bile ducts. They're usually like half a centimeter wide. However, the stones I measured are a centimeter and over, maybe 1.5, even 2 centimeters, some of them. So what it did is that when you eat the epsom salt with this protocol, is that it helps you dilate those canals, so that actually the big stones can pass through. I have a feeling that maybe the later stones were more of like, the first ones were probably the bladder ones, because if I understand how it works, is that the initial flow of like a storage battery of the bile is the gallbladder. So initially those hardest and clearest hardened stones of the bile is from the gallbladder, and then the ones that are from the liver started coming out. And some of them seem to be like clumped up there because it's green and it's surrounded by other things. Maybe those are calcifications or whatever. I really don't care. What I'm thinking is that carrying around dozens, if not hundreds of stones inside the body that clogs them up and keeps the body from functioning correctly, and has people gaining weight, and people don't realize that this could be cleared out and you don't have to spend tens of thousands of dollars surgically removing it and having problems for the rest of your life, when you could actually do a simple protocol like this, where you soften up the stones through the malic acid, which is inside apple juice. The protocol, so the difference between the protocol in the book and the difference between the protocol that I did was he used like apple juice. I guess he tried to simplify it. And I did raw organic green apples, Granny Smith. So I'm happy I did that. So the proof is in the pudding that that works. That's one of the reasons I'm also making this video, is to explain the basics and maybe help several friends of mine and others that I meet, for the people that have the ears to hear and the eyes to see. So this video is kind of like a place where you could take a bunch of resources and research it for yourself and see if it works out for you. I mean, the alternative is always you could go cut out body parts and be one of those. However, I believe the real alternative is to do as much healthful things as possible and to cleanse the stuff out. So biggest takeaway is that I learned to clear the stuff out. So this video is a resource, combining my knowledge with the stuff I learned in the books and several videos I watched. Some of the substances that were an addition, maybe helped along with the process, was in one video. I'll try to link all these videos and articles. Is buplierum. That's some sort of Chinese tincture. I try to always get the organic version. Milk thistle tablets, just like one capsule like 3 times a day. Several of the days of the cleanse I didn't get it right away because the book I got on the second or third day eating green apples. That's all I did, was lie in bed, watch good documentaries, keep the mind. I had that lower back pain, yeah, I'm glad I did, because now that it's over, I feel healthier than ever. I feel this sense of relief, and having these stones arranged on the table. I'll add this in later in the video where you can actually watch it. So it's a little bit personal, it's a little bit, you could say, nasty. However, for scientific purposes, I'm willing to show this stuff. what it looks like and what might come out of you. You might actually have a lot more that coming out of it. So in the book, the author states, by the way, this is the book. Amazing Liver Gallbladder by what's his name? Moritz. Andreas Moritz. So this is the handsome guy. Handsome vegetarian guy. Healthy guy that he had gallstones like from childhood, so he cleared them out, and apparently now he's alive and helped millions of people. So let me tell you why the protocol works. It's the once you know the concept that it's the malic acid. The malic acid could come from green apples, and he also talked about one of the things is tart cherry. Make sure it's tart cherry, not like red cherry. The tart one has the acid that you need. Tart cherry juice, and then like drinking that. I didn't do that protocol. I just ate the apples. I think that is more superior. And also the additional thing to my protocol that he doesn't talk about in the book that I think is a helpful thing is lying down on the right side with an electric heating blanket on the liver gallbladder to help release it and help stimulate it, help the blood flow or whatever, because I think it worked for me. So the days beforehand, buplierum, milk thistle, organic lemon oil. That was in one video that I watched that was helpful. What else? There was this website I read about the epsom salt. Maybe in that video I wrote that down. When you're buying epsom salt, make sure it's stuff that you could actually eat. That's what he posits in the book, is that you need like the laxative version, the one that you actually can swallow, because if it's not that, it could have impurities and it could make you sick, which is not a good idea. So be careful with that. Always search for the highest quality, pay the extra stuff, because your health, you're important. Your health is important. And remember to love yourself. It's one of those things that we forget to do, is to love ourselves and to treat ourselves well. It's like the concept of a person flying in an airplane and the gas, you need to put on your mask first, because if you don't put it on, you could, not help others unless you do it. So you get healthy, you lead people, and just the idea. Just think about how it's a simple concept. Apples make the stones soft. For like 5 days, they're getting softer and softer and softer, squishier and squishier and squishier. Epsom salt makes the tunnels more elastic, and it also shrinks the gallbladder to 1/3 of the size, maybe making it more prone to squeezing out any of the stones. And so more malleable and more elastic. And then when you drink the half a cup of olive oil, it stimulates the gallbladder to release the gall very quickly, along with the stones, in a very heavy duty secretion. And the lemon juice, I think, also helps it too. So in the book, he talks about drinking grapefruit juice. However, he says, yeah, you can replace it with lemon juice, no problem. I guess the idea is that it's a simple concept. It's probably something as long as the world itself. People have been clearing away their bodies from all this negative stuff for all the times, and I'm just like picturing that if this video could help one person, I mean, I've already helped myself, and if it could help another friend or something like that, it's worth it to make the video. So that's why the production quality, I just came out, sat down in the sun, and put the information down in a more or less digestible format where you can just use the resources, learn more, and be more of an expert in this than I am. I'm just an expert at what has happened to me. I've been kind of like the person that went through the cleansing process, has released these stones. Don't worry, you will get to see them. I don't know if you want to see them, but sure, we'll take a look. We'll measure them. It's for scientific purposes. We'll also review some of the books. We'll review some of the supplements later on in this video. So to summarize, green apples, 5 to 7 days. So on the 5th day, I wound up by the evening time drinking the stuff. In the book, he talks about like some sort of timing and stuff like that. I just did it the best I could. We all have to do the best we could. That's one of those things. If I waited for the book to start, I would have not, might have not been done with the cleanse, and I might have still had that pain. Now I don't have this pain or like this clenching feeling whatsoever in my right side of stones passing through. So I'm happy about that. And perhaps my health will continue to improve. And I'm planning to lose a whole bunch of weight and be healthier than ever. And that's why I'm making this review or testimonial or whatever you call it. That's one of those things reading this book is that I got frustrated with the way that the modern society works, is that everything is around like cutting things out. There's 500,000 gallbladders being cut out in America. That's and nobody's told like, hey, for a week you could green apples and lose a whole bunch of weight and feel better and get these gallstones out. No, nobody does that. Also, he talks about in the book is doing colonic irrigation. You know, there's companies that you could go and get the colon cleaned out and get all these toxic chemicals. He talks about having a clean colon in order for the stones to come out better. Perhaps because I was eating the green apples for 5 days, it actually did clear out the colon to a good extent that these stones came out in such massive quantities. Perhaps they were just sitting there for years, and I've been walking around with it suffering, and I'm just imagining a liver filled with stones. And the liver is such like a robust functioning organ that it can have up to 70,000 stones before it fails completely. Oh my God. I mean, the protocol is kind of simple. I mean, green apples, that's what I did, where you could drink the apple juice according to the protocol in the book. I like my protocol better. I think it's much better. The lying on the side, the additional, so it's a combination of the stuff that makes sense. I just do stuff that makes sense, and I'm still happy that there's authors like this that do release this kind of book. A powerful do-it-yourself approach to optimize your health and well-being and much more. This guy is a genius. I'm happy I read it. I mean, I read it up to like 90% or more. Really happy I read this book. You're gonna be astounded by the amount of toxins. Oh, also the gallstones. So like the meats. However, I think it's we have to also make the distinction is that perhaps maybe the organic version of all these meats and proteins and products is probably much healthier. So maybe you don't have to be fully vegetarian. However, cleaning the liver I think is a must for everybody, vegetarian or not. Probably everybody has gallstones running around, and it just improves your health and well-being and everything to a much better extent. You don't have to go to doctors for everything. Perhaps, I mean, do your own things. If you want to go to doctors, be your own guest. However, this is for the person that's looking for the natural way to do it, and that somebody actually that did it. I mean, yeah, there's some Amazon affiliate links, maybe. I don't really care. Most important is I can help people. Share this video everywhere. I mean, download it, copy it. It's completely, I mean, it's free for you to do whatever you like with it. What else can I add to this video? I could add to this video a prayer. I pray for people with the eyes to see and the ears to hear to find out the best methods, the most healing methods, the most natural healing, positive, easy, low cost, health maintaining and health increasing methods that work and are oldest time itself, and we learn how to take care of our bodies, that we won't need to go to all these people that want to just cut you open and cut out anything that hurts. Amen. I wish for a healthier world, for people to use their own mind. In the end, you'll have to make your own decisions and live by those decisions too. It's very important too. Yeah, you could seek advice. However, it's not like, don't ever say, oh, my doctor told me I needed to do this. This guy told me, you know, just do maximum research and do what's best for yourself. And always try to look for the natural method. I mean, we were given this God-given body for a reason. I mean, we we survived thousands of years before this like modern medical industry came around, and it seems like everything is just getting cut out of the body. Eventually you'll have completely like no organs left. To replace it, I don't know, with like some sort of electronic gadget maybe, I don't know. However, it makes a lot of money and possibly doesn't need to be done, possibly not needed to be done. So next we'll, I guess, see the gallstones. I mean, graphic content, maybe not so graphic. I mean, graphic in, like, just think about it, like if you have these stones inside your own body, clogging things up and keeping your body from digesting things well. To me, that's graphic. To me, having these stones and just picturing my poor liver trying to create the bile, and it's being blocked and it can't even say anything, and then eventually it gave me the pain, and I'm like, hey, I need to do a gallbladder cleanse. So I'm happy I did. So let's check out the other stuff. So now comes the appendix with the stones and the different resources, videos, articles, anything I could share with you to give you a complete guide as best as I can, a resource to make yourself feel better. And hey, you know, I'm rooting for you. Feel better, my friend. Bye. Warning, graphic content. This was inside my gallbladder / liver. So these are all the stones that came out, and each one of this was floating to the top and in a chunk by itself. So what I did was I pulled it out with gloves, because who knows, there might be like parasites or whatever, and I set it aside to study this when it's been cleaned up. So the first ones looks like it produced the most bile. So this was probably like 6 to 8 hours ago. And see these stones, they're kind of squishy. Okay. So now fully dried out, this is kind of squishy. I guess that's the only way that it will come out. This one was lighter in color when it came out. And you see this is kind of squishes to kind of like a green bile stuff on the inside. I'm going to throw this out. This is just for scientific purposes. I'm kind of squishing this. Okay. So these are not fully calcified. Okay. Yeah, disgusting, I know. Let's see. Guess I'll throw out this ruler after. So, let's see. This is almost, what, 2 centimeters big? What? That's pretty big. And the biggest guy is probably this guy, which is close to maybe 3 centimeters. Yeah, so the first ones look like it's more heavy duty galls. And these guys, let's see. You see green stuff on the inside? Should I even post this? So these were all floating. These were all inside my liver and gallbladder. Floating. You see the green bile? And this is the last batch. So from the beginning to the end. This is just, I think, gallstones combined. So these are probably the smallest ones. This is probably the biggest one of all that came out. Wow. If that was inside my liver, my God. Squish these guys. So not fully dried out. These guys are going to be thrown out afterwards. I just needed to do the scientific research here and document it. So we have anywhere from 1 centimeter to up to 3 or 4 centimeters, these guys. Squishing this, guys, it's all bile stones. Yeah, so that's the nasty part that came out. And now it's time to put all the stuff in the trash, now that it's documented. Yeah, if you tune down, I mean, this is what I warned you. But, you know, the way that I see it is I'd rather have this stuff out than inside my liver and gallbladder blocking stuff up. So let's move on to the resources. So this came out from one time. I mean, 1, 2, 3, you know, this is multiple times I went, and eventually up to the last ones. So a lot of stuff came out of me, and this is all gall. And yeah, time to throw this junk out. All right, friends. This is linked below. I created this list just for you guys. So here's one article about using apples, the recipe. This girl over here in this video discusses the book that we talked about, The Amazing Liver Gallbladder Crush. Oh, I should probably link that here too. This guy told about some great supplements to use along with it. Here's the supplements that I used, some of it. Some of the stuff I ordered. This is what recommended in the book. This chestnut stuff apparently removes varicose veins. I ordered this because I have varicose veins on my right leg. It's kind of like veins that pop out, especially for people that stand out. And this stuff, the sulfur, this organic sulfur, clears out stuff from the stuff. That's what I learned in the book. Zeolite is another one of these substances that's recommended. He recommended some sort of powder, but mixing it together with stuff is kind of weird. In that video above, here's what he recommended, these different tinctures. I was using this during the Buplerium tincture, organic lemon, and milk zithal. The blender I used is this one for the apples. The electric heating blanket, I used this with a solar generator, and the Epsom salt that I ordered is here too. So hopefully this is a complete list, and it will help you find all the resources necessary and make a much more wiser decision. All right, friends. So that's my video. I did the best I could. It wasn't exactly the easiest thing to share about the stones that I had. However, I'm happy I'm not carrying them around anymore. It was definitely for scientific purposes. We found out they're all bio. And I think also they were soft because I was eating green apples for 5 days. And perhaps maybe they absorbed the malic acid from the apples to make them softer so that my body could actually get rid of them. So I would say I'm already feeling much better. No side pain thing that I was getting before this cleanse started. And I hope you found this information useful. I put it all together just for you guys to share it as a resource. So thumb up the video, check out the links, watch the other videos, make your own conclusion. I mean, if we're all carrying this stuff around and nobody's talking about this, I think this is one of those things that needs to be shared and put together and help the world heal in a natural, most healthy, most positive way, where we're not dependent on any of these systems, which actually are designed just to make money from us. So, or natural remedies and organic treatments really, you can't make big money from them. However, the people that's making them, that's real families producing the products, and I'm happy that they're there. I'm happy that there's the possibility, and I'm happy somebody wrote the book, such as The Amazing Gallbladder Liver Flush. So just read the book. Even if you don't do the cleanse and just read the book, your mind is going to be opened to how essential the liver is. All right, friends, I'll see you in the next one, and have a great day.